Good afternoon, everyone. Tommy Daniels here from the studios of Frito Nation in Allen, Texas. Mark Friedman. By the way, if you are in the need of a podcast, Mark's the guy to talk to. Mark at FritoNation.com is the name you need to know. Well, joining me here this afternoon,
Tommy, it looks like you're up in a balloon above the city of Allen.
I wish. No, it's just he's got a really neat background set up here for me, but. Actually, no, I'm just sitting at a desk. And where are you right now?
I'm at home in the kitchen. I'm working on the schedule for next year. We got to make some changes by tomorrow afternoon. So that's what I'm doing. I was working on the roster this morning and going back and forth with Iowa, Army, and Cougars about some players. And yeah, so I've already worked out. Now I'm trying to get the schedule fixed up.
Let's talk about working on the roster for next year. Obviously, we had a great roster this year. I challenge anybody to find a better top 23, 24 players than what we had on our team this year. And you were able to get guys like Sheehy and Sadik and then brought in Jordan Topping from Toledo. Where do you even begin to try and build such a great roster for like you did last year?
Well, we're not allowed to sign players still until the middle of June, and I'm hoping that the league is going to change that. But really right now it's just setting up guys that want to come, guys that want to come back. I'm trying to negotiate deals with the guys that have played for us and make sure that those guys know that I'm not going to have a lot of spots. I think we're going to fill up pretty fast. Minnesota is going to offer some contracts to guys earlier than last year, so looking to get multiple players signed with Iowa, and then with the guys that we have back from last year and the new guys that will sign on our own. It'll fill up pretty fast, I think.
How much time have you had to reflect on, this past season, which obviously will have a big eye for incomplete, but as we sit back and look at what might have been, how much have you thought about that and analyzed, what might have happened if we would have been in the playoffs right now?
Well, it's tough because we had Gagne coming back, and we had a lot of players available from Minnesota, and then, you throw in Doty because I thought we were missing that. When we had Ottenbright out of the lineup, I don't think we were as physical as I would have liked to have been, and one of the things we got a couple of deals out to guys that are physical players that can play. But, I think we would have had a really good playoff team. But, I've learned that in this business, I can't spend a lot of time wasting thoughts and, worrying about things that we can't control. The season's over with. It's over, and it's time to move on. And, yeah, it's disappointing. We would have had a great playoff team. But I always look at even the years that you don't win it, you have a team good enough to win it. And, I think, the year that when we were going for our fifth, I think we had a team that was good enough to win it, and we would have gotten a little better if we, got through that first round and got, Vincent Arsenault back. But obviously last year, not the team that we needed in the year before. So I thought we had a team good enough, and now I got to get back to work and get another team that's good enough to win it.
What was one of the biggest surprises last year that you learned about your team? Obviously, we knew on paper they were really good, but what maybe surprised you about the group we had in 1920?
Well, I don't know if it's a surprise, but, we led the league in offense, and we struggled on the power play at times, and especially when she was out of the lineup. And I have some things that that we're looking at trying to change for next year and making sure that we got the right personnel. But it's funny, we had less wall guys and lots of net front guys. And some years you go from multiple guys that can play the wall to not as many net front. So, that was the biggest thing to me, was the frustration of, our power play, considering we had so many good offensive players.
In this crazy time we're living in right now, and I think when all of us left Utah and got in that plane to come back home, I don't know if we even saw where we are right now or thought it could be possible. What are you doing to comply with what the president and what we're being told to do? Are you leaving the house at all? How
Yeah, I mean, I've had to do it because we still have to close out the apartments. So I've been out to the apartments with, getting stuff out of there and and I did some, our trailer had been filled for the whole year and I got that, straightened out. I got our storage straightened out. I'm not doing anything with groups. I'm not going anywhere except for the grocery store. I picked up some gym equipment, here. So we got a little gym. We're fortunate enough to have a patio where I live. So my son's, I worked out earlier. The only problem is you can't have too many people working out at one time, but I'm just following the guidelines in our family. I mean, nobody wants to get sick and nobody wants to get anybody sick because, the reality is, if you have to go into one of those makeshift hospitals and live, it's a miserable 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And obviously for the people that don't survive, I mean, they don't even get to have visitors and they go out without seeing anybody. So it's something that you got to take serious, and there's healthy people that have gotten sick. So I think for the majority of the healthy people that get sick, it's not that critical, but you never know. And you don't want to be one of those people that has to sit in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Well, Marty, we'll do this again soon, but I know fans are excited to hear from you, and great news on you're already working on 2021.
Yeah, well, it's a year-round thing, but we loaned a lot of players and we got a great place to play, and we had success. So I've had a lot of players. I've had players actually reach out to me that want to come because we had a lot of free agents move up, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to making sure that I think, like I said, I think we could have been a little bit more physical of a team. So I'm close to having that finished for next year and making sure that we have the right mix of guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. Be safe.
Okay, Tommy, you too.